right, well, we're taking the dogs on their Christmas present. It's raining, it's snowing now. It stopped raining not that long ago. Uh-oh. Oh, the road is flooding. It is coming in now, but I can get through that now. Yep, okay, no problem. Yeah, that's fun. You see the snow. We're taking them to the beach while it's snowing. And it is absurdly high tide. This is gonna be fun. You ready? Here we go. It did it! I don't believe it! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1.
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go! Alright, Panther fans, how we doing? Last game before the Christmas break. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. I hope you have a great weekend. Kyle and I are going to be streaming tonight. We'll be streaming one of the football games tomorrow. I think the Patriots game. And then obviously the Dolphin game on Christmas. We are streaming. We will be there, right? Why not? So, tonight, Panthers. Bubba's in net. Interesting story from George Richards about Bubba. Long story short is that basically the way it worked the other night was that there was, quote, no way I was throwing Bobrovsky out there. That's per Coach Maurice. He said Bob needed a break, needed a night off, and he wanted Spencer Knight to learn how to go through the process and even use the word grinding when you don't have it in terms of leaving Spencer out there for the 7 goals. Basically, from what it sounds like, is he felt Bob had played enough games in a row and there was under no circumstances, barring an injury, was he going to put Bubba in. I find that acceptable, I suppose, right? I mean, Maurice is one of those guys that wants you to learn the hard lessons the hard way. Okay. But Bubba can start more than 6 games straight, right? Because if we're going to make, if, big Merry Christmas, if we make the playoffs, he probably will need to play more than 6 games, hopefully, right? Or is that the plan? We just get in and we only play 6 games again. So, anyway, other news is Giovanni Smith. We picked him up in a trade a few days ago. We traded away Del Zotto to the Wings, and we got this kid. Call him a kid, but they're all kids to me. Anyway, he's a grinder, 4th line type of guy, really good on the forecheck. He's been in and out of the lineups. Doesn't look like anything spectacular, but he might fit in. He's going to play tonight, but Maurice doesn't know who's coming off of the ice. So I guess it depends. He says it depends on health, and we'll know during warm-ups. So I guess somebody might be sick or a little bit dinged. Guess the bottom line is this kid's going to play, and we don't know yet who's going to be off the ice. All that said, nothing good happened for us last night, including even the Penguins lost. They still got a point because went to overtime. I mean, the Rangers and Islanders played, so there was nothing good that was going to happen there. Bottom line is, I believe, last night we were 6 points out. I don't think anything's happened since then, right? So we're 6 points out, and we're points out of multiple teams. Got to get 2 points in regulation tonight, and then just like try to regroup, reassess, reconfigure, just do it all over again and try to improve the second, not quite half of the season. I'm the guy that said we're going to win the Cup. 6 points out of a playoff spot is that's like my line, okay? Like 5 points, you could talk to me about it. At 6 points is a no. A loss tonight in regulation, it's 8, and you can't even really legitimately have the conversation. So I don't want to exactly call tonight a do or die, but if we lose this game and I still talk playoffs, y'all are going to just slap me upside the head. So let's get to in regulation, have a Merry Christmas, and then come back on the 29th and try to make some kind of sense of whatever the hell this season's going to be. Alright, so it's 1-0 Panthers after 1. Might hear some water, some pipes. Karen's upstairs cooking. She's getting the Christmas meal ready. So I'm not about to tell her to stop cooking while I'm recording. So, alright, decent period of play. Islanders are out shooting us. They've had 3 power plays. There's been 3 4-on-4s. There's been a fight. The kid Smith got a fight. It wasn't anything to write home about. They did a little dance. They skated some circles, did a little bit of a all skate, but it's good. And somebody asked me on the stream, did we get this kid to be an enforcer because Gudas isn't coming back? And it clicked in my head that Gudas is coming back, but considering he had a concussion, it's quite possible that we picked this kid out so that we had somebody to fight instead of Gudas. So, and Colin White is the scratch. I'm okay with that. We put this kid in the third line. If we win games, I don't care if the guys. I don't care. Just win games. I cannot praise the goaltender during the game. You know about that. So we're good right now. And of course, brace yourself. You're going to be shocked that you never expected what I'm about to tell you. Ekblad's hurt again. And it wasn't even on a hockey play, so to speak. He tried to get physical with somebody and start swinging, not like drop the glove swinging, but like roughing and swinging and jerking and moving, and he did something to his arm, and he went right to the locker room, and he ain't come back. Hopefully Gudas is coming back, right? So, I mean, Ekblad, dude, I don't know what... I'm starting to feel bad about criticizing him because clearly his body is just like betraying him. Let's just put it that way. All right, move on to second period. My fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. I mean, I said it at the end of the period, first period. I said it in the intermission. I said it at the start of the second period. I said the routine, the habit that the Panthers have is getting that 1-0 lead in the first period, and then we can't get the second goal. It's not like we're playing bad. We hit chances. We can't get the second goal. And then at some point in the second period, we allowed the tie. And then at some point after that, some fluky, stupid, ridiculous something happens to give the other team the 2-1 lead. And we're sitting here watching it, and I'm streaming, and my dumbass, with about 50 seconds left, said, okay, if we can get out of this period just tied 1-1, it's actually an improvement over what we've been doing, because normally it would be 2-1 at the end of the period. And about 10 seconds after I finished that thought and that sentence, Islanders score, and it's 2-1. I said something before the stream. The game's not over, I know. But I said something before the stream. I said, look, in the years past, when it has been obvious that this team is not going to make the playoffs, by the second half of the season, we had a lot more fun. There was a lot more skits. There was a lot of sarcastic fun. The point I'm making is that if we lose this game, we've got Dolpe, Smith, Cousins, Denisenko, Ekblad. I mean, I'm not ragging on those guys, but just on paper, this is not a playoff team. It's just not, and that's okay. It's okay. You know what? I'm not gonna be mad. Not gonna be pissed. Not gonna be upset. We're just gonna have to start having some more fun with this, because if I take the next 50 games dead serious, I will be in Cocoa Puff land by the end of the season. That said, if we come back and win, all bets are off, and I still expect a cup. All right. Panthers get the win 5-1. Nice, beautiful, beautiful game. I just can't believe the number of goals that we got there in the third period and in the fourth period as well. Just absolutely fantastic effort. Okay, Ekblad, Barkov, Huberdeau, Uyghur just absolutely blew the Islanders out of the freaking water. They're going to have a really lousy Christmas. And, yeah, so I'd like to say thank you to everybody that came out for the stream tonight. We had a fantastic time, okay, in the third period. Everybody started sending us, we got $50, $50, $50, $5, $20. I don't know. I can afford a Christmas turkey now. No, really. Thank you all. Holy crap. People just started giving at the end of the stream, and I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming. And we were just talking about how can we fix the Panthers, and they just started throwing money at us. So thank you guys. And just truly, I'm geeked out and humbled by your generosity. So, all right. Here's the deal. Some of you have been with me since day one, 7 years ago. Some of you have picked me up year 3, year 4. Some of you have only been around since the Panthers have been good. There will be no more rants this year. Most likely. There might be 1. There might be 2 at the most. But we're 8 points out. We're basically in last place. If you take games in hand, the Panthers are in last place. And forget everything. Forget Maurice, Viola, Zito, injuries. Forget all of the reasons. The result is we are a bad hockey team. Not a good hockey team that's struggling. Not we'd be good if we had our players. It's a bad team. The team with a capital T is bad. As a group, as a whole, as a one. In Maurice's press conference, he talked about 5 guys moving as one. There ain't none of that. Now, some of that is injury related. Some of that is because every night we've got new 2, 3, 4, 1. We've got new guys in the lineup every night. Okay? The guy Smith didn't look bad. He didn't do, but that's just it. We got a collection of guys that don't look bad. Smith don't look bad. Cousins don't look bad. Dope don't look bad. Danisenko don't look bad. All right? But nobody's scoring any goals. Right? Bennett sure as hell tried. Bennett played a monster game with the exception the puck wouldn't go in the net. Verhaeghe, just like, where'd you go? Where'd he go? Gone, right? Verhaeghe gone. Kachuk, I love you. You started off the season like you were going to, like Tasmanian devil. And you got the only goal tonight, so I'm not complaining about that. But there's something missing. And I don't know if it's the franchise. I don't know what it is. But you watch Tampa. You watch those players. Stamkos, Kucherov, Point, Maroon, Vasilevsky. They all carry themselves in a certain manner on the ice that they're walking around knowing that they're badass. They know they're badass. And they got the hardware to prove it. Our guys don't know it. They don't feel it. They don't believe it. I don't even know if any of them consider the possibility that they could become badass. Kachuk might think he's getting there. Bennett wants to be. It's cold in this basement. It's 11 degrees outside, so I'm shivering. But the point is that as a collection, as a group, including the coach, including the injured players and the new players and the AHL guys that are coming up, as a collection, it's a bad team. They're not playing as one. They're playing as a very confused, they look confused, it looks disorganized, it looks discombobulated, discongealed, okay? It's a mess wrapped in a disaster, wrapped in a sinking ship that fell out of a helium balloon that blew up in outer space because a guy hit by a nuclear bomb. That's the team that we got. That's what we got. And I don't care if Barkov comes back, Ekblad, whatever, dude. I mean, you know, I'm done ragging on Ekblad because as a human, as a man who has dealt with my own physical injuries and issues, I'm done ragging on him because his body is clearly betraying him. He gets hurt way more than a 26-year-old man should get hurt regardless of whether he's playing a sport or not. His body is clearly betraying him, so I'm done ragging on him. But we don't have it. Whatever it is, we don't have it. And let's be honest, we had a hell of a regular season last year. We didn't have it in the playoffs either. So I'm not going to sit here and blame the Huberdeau Uyghur thing. I'm done with the blame. It is what it is. It is what it is. And to be honest with you, on one hand, this is really going to be concerning because on one hand, you'd start to think, well, if we're bad enough, if we actually legitimately finish in last place, maybe Viola will overreact again and make the changes. Or we could finish in last place. It's cold in this basement. I'm shaking. We could finish in last place and Viola could go, you know, I've overreacted in the past and it didn't work out. So maybe I won't overreact and we'll give Maurice another shot. That would be perfectly Panthers. That would be perfectly Panthers. It's just a bad team. We're just a bad team. Just a bad team. If you'd like some consolation, if you'd like something to sink your teeth into, this is a reach. This is a really big reach. But I'm going to say it anyway because it's cold. My ears are cold. My hands are numb. So I'm going to say it. But I admit this is a reach. The Islanders made it to 2 straight Eastern Conference Finals and then kaputs. They were ass last year and now they're at least in the playoff position discussion again this year. So it is possible to look like ass one year and at least be kind of decent the next year. I know it's a reach. I know, but I mean I've got to give a sliver of hope because this season, what do I do if we come back and make the playoffs? Let's look at, you know how I say if we win that game, I'll do the recap nude. We'll have to come up with some crazy ass thing for me to do if we actually come back and make the playoffs because you're talking about a 10, 12 game winning streak we would need because it's not like we're 6, 8 points behind one team. There's multiple teams and technically we're in last place. Okay, if the Senators win their games in hand, they are ahead of us. We are in last place. In fact, until and unless we become 2 points out of a playoff spot, that's the last time I mention the playoffs this year. Unless it's to say we're not making the playoffs. That's it. It's not realistic. It's not realistic. It makes me look foolish to even think, to even be sitting here trying to convince you. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and say officially I'm wrong about my prediction, but I mean, you know, like, you know that team in football that's not eliminated from the playoffs yet because they're only 0-7 and they still could technically win their 9 games and 10 games or whatever it is and get in. That's where we are right now. I hope Ekblad's okay, man. I mean, the dude is just, I never seen anybody get hurt so much. Whether it's freak accidents, injuries, whatever the hell it is, I feel bad for the guy. At this point, I feel bad for the guy. I can't rag on him anymore. Alright? So that's done. He's not the player he was. To be honest with you, I mean, considering the position of the team and his groin's clearly not right, and now who knows what's wrong with his shoulder. What do we got? 48 games left? 47 games left? Why don't you sit for the rest of the year? Take a lesson from Eric Stahl and relax and go recuperate your body for the rest of the year. Because it ain't going to matter. You're going out there and block shots now. We ain't coming back and doing nothing. Rest the rest of this year like Stahl did last year. Look at how good he looks now after taking a year off. This would be a half a year, but maybe he should just sit down and rest his body and try to come back fresh next year when it'll matter. Because it won't matter right now. And that's not being a sarcastic, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm being honest. That's truth. He should, and I know it'll never happen, but he should just consider LTIR rest of the season, to rest his groin, to get right physically, and gonna go from last. Now, do I think we're gonna finish in last place? Hell no. Everybody within the sound of my voice knows at some point we're gonna win 5 straight and get what? 3 points, 4 points out of a spot? Does that sound about right? 5 straight, maybe 6 straight. 3 points. 3 points out with a game in hand sounds about as close as we're gonna get. We'll do that. We'll do that. Late January, early February, sucker me right back in. As soon as the Super Bowl and football's over, I'll look at the standings. It'll be, hey, we're only 3 points out with a game in hand. That sounds about right. Okay. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, all of the things. We are taking a massive break from content. Kyle's going to finish the live stream, and we will not be back until tomorrow morning with Stu, and then at 1:45 with the Patriots and the Bengals tomorrow afternoon. And then we're really taking a long break because we're not going to be back until Christmas Day, 1:45 with the Dolphins and Packers. So I'm going on vacation. I got at least 8 hours. I might get to sleep for 6 hours. Appreciate everybody that came out to the stream. If you're not watching the streams, now it's really going to get fun because I've taken the first half of the year really serious, and now I think I'm just going to get inebriated. I'm actually getting halfway decent at calling the games, though. I wish I could call it like Goldie does, where I could see all of the players on the ice. Because what happens is they're moving the puck around so fast that you can't. They're moving it to a player, and you don't know who's in that position. But if you could see all the players on the ice, you would already know that's Lundell who's about to get the puck, and you could call it. But the cameraman not keeping up fast enough, so it's more difficult to call a game that way. Panthers going to be in last place. I mean, it's just a mess. All right. Let's just end it like that.